And we are live as always. If you support these programs, join the YouTube channel directly and support at any level or patreon.com/Aksum. Our guest today is the Amharic and other language extraordinaire. And Durias, welcome again.
Well,
All right,
great to be back.
thank you. Let's have a refresher since it's been so long. I'm going to post in the comment section some Amharic words, and I want you to read them and, to your best of ability, tell me what each of them mean definitionally. And then we'll jump into a basic Amharic textbook from the State Department several decades ago. And you can tell it is that because they refer to Ethiopia as the Ethiopian Empire, which I do like the sound of.
All right.
Do you see them in the comment section? The Amharic words?
Oh my. Oh, I was still on private chat. Here's the comment. Let's see. Edese.
That's correct.
Edash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Kedus. And then Mekdes.
Mm-hmm.
Mekdes. Yeah. And then Kedase. And then let's see. Kedsna. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's Anna, but
No,
it's
no, no, no. You
probably
got it
right
right. You
here.
got it
It's
right the first time. Yeah.
Kedsna.
I know you're gonna say it was the Amharic, the rule about and, but no, you were right. You got it. There's no and in this one.
Okay. Gotcha. And then Kedusnet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful
Let's
pronunciation
see.
on
I'll start it.
on all of them.
Let's see. Kedus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so give me your best definitions
Are you
of each of
there?
them. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, I can. So, let's see. Kedus is holy, and that's the one I'm most sure of. And then the other one I'm most sure of is Kedus Net. Net always means like hood or one or ness, so holiness.
Yes.
Let's see. They all seem to be related. Kedese, the first word, has to be interrelated in some way, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah,
So this is a
that's what
great
I've got.
refresher for Amharic. And the root for people who know Semitic languages or tongues is QDS. So you already got it right. You know, holy is the basic meaning. And the reason why I chose this as a refresher is that the way Semitic languages or tongues work is you have a bilateral, trilateral root, most often trilateral, meaning three consonants, and then you add the vowels. The vowels change depending on the language, but the consonants are pretty much ubiquitous across the languages. And from that trilateral root and basic meaning, you get all of these other meanings. So the first one we have, qaddasa, that you said, means amasagana or leya. So some people say it means to give thanks, and the reason is because of the word kadasi that we have there, and we'll get to that. But another definition that they have, which is more related to the other languages, is leya, which means to separate, to set apart, to mark as taboo, to differentiate, to say it is special. And so that is the third person infinitive. He sanctifies, or he makes holy, or he hallows, if you like that older English. And that hallowing could also be just giving thanks in general, or it could be setting apart. Qaddash is the one who does the hallowing. So the hallower, or the sanctifier, or the holier, not holier than thou, but like the one who makes holy. So the hallower or the sanctifier. And usually the clergy are referred to as qaddash, and the faithful who attend the liturgy are referenced as askaddash, which means the ones who are being made holy, the ones who are being sanctified. Thank you, Eric, for saying that Andreas is impressive. Yes, he is impressive. Um, the next one you have there is Quddus, which I think you said, which is holy. by itself, but you could also say that it means special or distinguished or any of those other synonyms that we laid out. The next one, Maqdas, is the holy place or the sanctuary. So Maqdas is the holy place or the sanctuary. Qadasi is the process. The hamis, the fifth column there, makes it the a sound, makes it the process of giving thanks, of sanctification, of setting apart. Qaddisana and Qaddusanat are pretty much the same thing, and you guessed it right. It's like holiness or holyhood.
Mm. So the one kadase is the process of sanctification.
Yes, it also is the name for the liturgy. So the liturgy is referred, the mass or the liturgy is referred to as Qaddasi. They'll
Oh,
be
okay.
like, Indriyas Qaddasi Tehlallah, or Ballafo Hud Qaddasi Hirk. Did you go to the liturgy? Did you attend the liturgy?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Or they'll say
wow.
Qaddasi Nas Qaddis. Let's attend the liturgy as faithful, as participants. Or if you're, members of the clergy, Qaddasi and Qaddis. Or Qaddashna, are you the main participant, or not the participant, the doer? So anyway,
Yeah.
that's a refresher. So we're going to be looking at this State Department work. The unfortunate thing is that everything in the text is based off of the Latin script or the Roman script rather than the Ge'ez script. So what we're going to do, Andreas, is you're going to read it and do your best, and I'll fill in too, and then we'll see how you feel. If you feel good, what I would like you to do is to post as a comment in the comment section the Ge'ez Fidel version of what we're reading in English. If you find it too laborious, we can stop. But I think it's a great activity. Obviously, better with handwriting, and I know you do a lot of great handwriting in Amharic. But it's, I think, very effective with the keyboard as well. Just this morning, I was practicing a little bit of my Ge'ez, and I spelled out all the different conjugations of one word that means hair in Ge'ez. And so that's I'm a student as well as a teacher in different subjects, but I think it's a good pedagogical practice. So if you're open to it, I think it's a good idea. So I know you know this first page already, but let's go through it. And the good people can't see it, but anyway, it's a basic Amharic text. So go ahead, and they will be able to see it in the comment section if and when you use Lexilogos or whatever other keyboard that you like to write it out in Fidel. So go ahead with the first word.
Oh, let's see. Let me get to the first
And
page
sorry,
here.
I'm on page 21 of the PDF.
Oh, okay.
So in the book, it's page 2, but if you look at the pages of PDF, it'll say 21 out of 520.
Let's
Kam
see.
nisbatu haya, qutar haya and.
Unit 1, basic sentences.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
so try not to look at the left, because the left has the definitions in English, but we
Right.
will discuss them. And as always, if I have any arguments with the text, we can argue with the text. So go ahead and read the Amharic for us in Roman script, and then write it in Ge'ez
All right.
script in the comment section, and then we can work on
Sounds
correcting anything that we need to correct. And if possible,
sounds great.
I'll try to
Let's.
correct you just using the grammar knowledge that we have a familiar lexicon with. And worst case, I'll write it myself.
Right. Sounds great. The first word. This one's an easy one. Aina is.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That one. That one I'm pretty sure of. Let's see. Let's.
So write it for us and paste it to the chat so the good people at home could see what we're talking about.
Let's see. Comments. Oh my. Where do I submit this comment?
Do you see where it says post a comment? It should be in your bottom right corner.
Having issues settings, mute, can. Oh my. Bottom right corner. Share slide. Oh my.
I'm a host, so it looks a little different for me, but I think it should be there. Do you find it? If not, I could do the first one while you find it.
Here it is.
Oh, you sent in the private chat.
Yeah, that's the private chat though.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a.
Do you see the one that says comments? So comments in the top right corner. Click that, and then it should say post a comment.
I see that one.
Then you says post a comment on the bottom. You don't see it? Anyway, if not,
I
I can
don't see a
copy and
post
paste
a
it.
comment thing.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, you can send it to me in the private chat
Sorry.
and
Sorry
I'll
about that.
post the comments.
All right. Yeah. So Anai is health or strength. That's a frequent word in Amharic. I know enough to know that.
Yeah, that's right. We got some people piping in. We can ignore them for now. I'll deal with them after. But you got some more positive enforcement there. So yeah, very great pronunciation. Uh, and you got the definition right as well. Okay, what's the next word?
Let's see. I this one. Okay. So yeah. This is another common word, but I've always kind of I'm editorializing here for a second, if I may. But this word, I've always kind of
Mm,
just sort of slurred my way through it. Let's see if I can, get a little clearer with this one. Yistling.
that's right.
Yeah.
Less like G. I know what you're doing there with the G at the end because I think people take the French system. It's one of the craziest things about, and you can appreciate like Ethiopic or script transliteration into the Roman or Latin script is that the Roman and Latin script is used by people who speak Portuguese, German, Italian, French, and English. And all those people have different ways of making sounds. And you know how much of a mutt language English is. And so what I would say is the GN there is from people who speak French. And you could think of the G in filet mignon. And that's what it's doing there. So it's the
Hmm.
GN combo and filet mignon, or for Spanish speakers, it's the tilde on the end. So it's not so much yisteling, but it's yisteling, yisteling. And remember, same sadis rule, sixth column at the
Yeah.
end, so half silent. So try that again
Yeah.
and paste it in the. Oh, there it
Um,
is. Beautiful.
yeah. That may
So
not
he
be correct.
pasted
I
it.
kind of just gave a wild interpretation.
No, that's good. There you go. I just posted it. If you could see in the comment section, I'm just copying and pasting what you're writing there. So yisteling, very good. And what does it mean?
um, hmm. Like that one. Um, it means like it's derived from the verb. It's related to the verb to give, I believe.
Yes,
I could be wrong about that.
that's right.
Yeah, it has that same S and then Ethiopian sound, rude, as you can
Yes,
see from the spelling.
which you've gotten great at pronouncing. I think you
Um,
pronounce it better than my sister. I hope she's not listening. That's
it's
the
hard
third
to
person.
hear. It's as a quick aside, like it's the harsh, the what we call the harsh T sound. It's I think it's called an ejective in in phonetics, but it's difficult to perceive, like for me anyway, when I listen to Amharic being spoken.
Well, you pronounced it great. And yeah, so you've got the base word, seta, which is what I wrote there. Seta means, he gave, he gives, present or past tense. Um, Yisteling is an inferred he, may he give on my behalf.
Oh, okay.
So yisteling, the yi means masculine, he. Tisteling would be feminine. Tisted, well, now I'm switching it up. Tisteling would be feminine, the inferred feminine, she. May she
Right.
give. The nye makes it on my behalf. If you change the nye to the n, the regular n, it's on our behalf. So first person plural. We, us, are. The nye makes it first person singular. The I, the me. So may he give or grant on my behalf. And of course, you know
Oh,
what's coming next.
right, right. Oh
Oh,
my.
whoops. I put data on the board there. I don't know how I did that. Let me hide that. That's cool. I forgot about that feature. So let me show what Eric says. Eric says that Andreas is impressive. And Zealous says pronunciation is perfect. Oh, they got a
Oh
Coptic
wow, I
icon
try.
there.
Thank you.
I wonder if that's an Ethiopian. What I was trying to do was I was trying to paste the two things that you said together. So read for us what the next line says, which ends up combining them, and I'll paste that into the chat for everyone to see.
Right, righto. Ena yistilling.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what do you understand that to mean? And that's what it looks like for the good folks at home.
Let's see. It's I know it's a greeting, a common greeting. Um, again, with one thing I've noticed in the time I've studied Amharic, like everything, like something that'll be translated as hello, there's always a deeper, more complex meaning to it.
That's right. Yeah, it's funny. The basic Amharic text, it misses some of the details that I had on Easterling, but Tenai was good. It said health. For Tenai Easterling, it says general greeting, hello, or goodbye. Goodbye is kind of funny. I've never really seen it used as goodbye. Not saying that that variant doesn't exist out there. I've never encountered it. We put them together. It literally means, may he give you, may he give health on my behalf. And the inference there is, may God give you health. But most people have said it so many times that that meaning doesn't come across. So literally, it means, may he give health on my behalf. More dynamically, may he give you health. Even more dynamically, or thought for thought, it just means hello. Or if you will, salutations is, I think, more appropriate because the root of salutations is health as well in English and in Latin. And it's the salud in Espanol, in Spanish. And so I think Tenaisteling, a good translation is salutations, because it definitely has that, or the salute. You know, you're wishing somebody health, but really it's used as just hello, kind of generic, but it's a little formal. So unless people are joking, most people don't say it, although people who are church centric like me definitely still say it. And in fact, whenever I speak formally in the church, like to add idmi, which means your age. So I'll say like idmi not inaistilling, which is kind of like, may God grant you longevity, which is to live long and to live well. So that's good. Continue. Next word.
All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So endemon. Yeah.
Perfect.
That.
Paste it in the chat so I could send it into the comments for the good people at home.
Let's see. Um, this is another high frequency word, as they call it. Let's see.
Have you used it before in the wild?
Um, I believe so. Let's see. Endemon. It's like how, in what way, in what manner, I believe. Like oh my gosh. Endemonesh, I believe, is how are you doing to male and a female.
That's right. It's perfect. Couldn't have said it better. Go ahead and say, and then paste to the next word.
All right. Let's see. Aderu. Yeah. Let's see.
And we were talking about that word off camera.
Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was trying to find the keyboard, or the key that corresponds to this letter.
Perfect. So this is, classic simplified Amharic. We have Adberu. And what we were talking about off screen is the root word is Giz, and it uses the Bezuan Ha. And it's Ha de Hadera. And the D is soft. Or in Amharic grammar, it's called loosened.
Right.
malalat.
Right.
And the tightening or the gemination in Amharic grammar, it's called tightening. In English, gemination makes it in Amharic. Addara, da, addara. So in Ge'ez,
Yeah.
hadara, in Amharic, addara, and addaru means what?
Oh my. Um. Let's see. I'm a little fuzzy on that one. I'm really, making an effort to not look at the the left column that you were that is right there on the PDF.
That's hard, right? It's hard.
Yeah,
The
it's
old language learning technique is put your hand over it.
yeah, but yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Okay, go ahead and look at it. Let's see what it says.
Oh, let's see. You spend the night. Oh, okay, or you
Mm-hmm.
spent the night. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense because like the ooh part, the ooh at the end is always tends to be for the formal version
Yes,
of
the formal
formal
and the
address.
plural and the gender neutral plural. So endemen in this, let me take it back. Is okay. There's third person plural and there's second person plural. So and then there's second person polite or respectful or formal. So endemen adaru means how did you spend the night? And that's second person, like you speaking respectfully to someone older than you or of a different caste in society, be they cleric or aristocrat or whatever it may be, someone above you. Or just nowadays, mostly it's just age, someone who's older. But it could also mean the third person plural. Endemna addaru could mean how did
Oh, okay.
they spend the night? But to make it second person plural, it would be addarachu. But it's third person. So people think like that they think the way they simplify it in their head is that the second person formal and the third person and the plural are the same. But it's more accurate to say, at least, and I won't speak on the other context. In this context, the third person plural and the second person formal are the same, but
Right.
the second person plural is differentiated. It's chu instead of u.
Yeah, second person formal and third person um
Plural
plural. Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah.
same here.
Let me
With addaru.
let me make a wild guess as to because you said the let's see adera chu is this, right? Let me just make a yeah, there we are. That's how that is, right?
Okay, that's addaracho. So if you want to be archaic and obtuse like me, you turn that cha that you wrote into a ch. If you want simplified Amharic that you're going to find online, get rid of the W and just write chu, second column. Adera chu, second column. That's the simplest thing you can do.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
can
Oh,
do chi because the thing is, in Semitic languages, there were no vowels originally. So the original vowels are the A, regular, the A that's the ein, which is a, then you have the Y, then you have the W. And the W acts as both the U sound and the O sound. Yeah, there you go. Adirachu.
right, right.
So even to this day, you can use chi and it makes the chu sound. Or you can just do chu, which is the second column, which is a later vocalization that happens around 300 AD, but is I think there's evidence since 800 BC. So pre 300 AD, is like the other Semitic tongues, like Arabic and Hebrew, originally have no vowels. In fact, to this day, the vowels people add are dots in Arabic and in Hebrew. So that's what Indirias wrote, the corrected form, aderachu, which is second person plural. Whereas third person plural, adaru, and second person formal or polite as the basic Amharic text says. Addaru, indaman addaru. How did you spend the night?
Right,
How did you
right.
sleep?
Wow. Yeah, even at a simple um conjugation level, Amharic gets pretty intricate.
That's just because you got me explaining it. Other people just kind of skip this stuff, and my dad thinks I focus too much on it, but I think it helps. So now combine tenaistaling and indemanadderu. Say it together.
Eina isteling indeminaderu. Right.
Perfect. So that's what you can say to somebody. And you typically ask this question in the morning. So in Amharic, we don't really have a good morning. So the way to say good morning, you can say this is another way of saying good morning. You don't just say good morning, which would be, turu twat or melkam twat. That would make no sense. It would be a total idiomatic translation that fails in Amharic. And people do this all the time, melkam ad disamet, happy new year. But I told you before that that's BS. You have to say, "Nkwan ad disamet adarasachu, nkwan adarasachu," if you want to fit the language organically. If you want to continue to bastardize and deteriorate it like everybody else, feel free. I teach what it is and not what it ain't. Okay, next word.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Dehna is just judging off of how this is transliterated. That's probably, again, it's a high frequency word, but let's see. Dehna. I think also, if I want to be ultra correct, it's this spelling. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, it's taking so long. Boom. There you go.
Boom, you got it. You got it. Say it again.
Yeah. Dehna.
And min malatano. What does it mean?
Yeah.
There it is for the good folks at home.
Let's see. Let's see. It means like I guess well, as in like doing well. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Yeah.
This same root is used for the word madhan, which means salvation, as well as madhanit, which means medicine. But yes,
Oh wow.
it's wellness. And
Huh.
the as we say, to the people who are, there's literacy, there's high literacy. The people who are not in the high literacy category, but they are in the literacy category, which is better than being illiterate, they spell it like this. They skip out on the H. So I appreciate this decades old state manual for education and educational purposes because it has dana with the H, even though it's written in the Roman script. But a lot of people you'll see spelling it dana without the H in it at all because the H is swallowed
Mhm.
and they'll just say
Yeah.
dana. You see that in the
Gotcha. Gotcha.
comments?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Um. Yeah. It's
So
I don't know. I mean, like, it's an interesting kind of like sound, the kind of sound, the H sound that you have to produce. Yeah, that's not
Musa.
conveyed in, yeah, it's not conveyed in the spelling, the modified spelling that you gave,
There's an
that people
Arabic
use.
chat. There's Arabic chat. If you're familiar, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a common standardized Roman script for people who speak Arabic, and particularly the Lebanese like it for their Levantine dialect, or some people say Levantine language. And this letter, because the alphabets are the same in the Semitic languages, they use the number 5. So sometimes I'll spell my name Henok, which in Hebrew has this letter. In Hebrew, they often transliterate it KH or CH. It's the word Hanukkah is my name in Hebrew. So Hanukkah you see in English spelled CH or KH. It's this letter. And in Arabic chat, they represent it with the Arabic numeral 5.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So it's a funny letter. It's an H, but it's a soft H. and there's some understanding that it's almost halfway to a K, whatever that means.
Wow. I can think of at least I can think of some other languages where there's a letter that, it's like it's transliterated KH, and there's no like it's not 100% exact. But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the Russians do it a lot, and I think they pronounce
yeah,
it
that's what
totally
I was
differently.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
don't think that's the same.
their letter X, or what we would see as an X. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Like, I think, was it Xavierovich? I think I've seen with KH and with X, which is crazy.
yeah. I mean, it's even in our advanced age, there's no one exact agreed upon way. I don't think.
Yeah. Okay, the next word, if you're not
Yeah.
tired.
No, no, no. We're just getting warmed up. And
Aldaka,
okay,
say, and that's
exabher. This is another word where I've heard it so much. I've said it a lot, but the I've always just done my best. And the sound, I always feel like when I pronounce it, the sounds just sort of run together in a sloppy sort of way. But let's exabher.
All
Yeah,
right, paste it in the
that's how I
private
would.
chat, and I'll paste it for the good folks at home. It's one that I'll say people serially misspell. And of course, one of the most common words. And say the definition as you type if it doesn't distract you.
It's the definition for God.
That's right.
Um, this is bad. I've seen this word so many times. I've written this word so many times, but I'm kind of just playing fast and loose with my spelling right now.
Oh, very close. Very close.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you on this one because this one is admittedly difficult, and you're an Amharic student, not a Ge'ez student, and this is a Ge'ez word. So it's kind of a bully of a word. So there you go. I pasted it in the chat. G, Z. So alf, G, Z, alf, A, B, hamaru, he, r, እግዚአብሔር. And it's made of two words. One is exi and one is beher. Exi means Lord in Ge'ez. So exi by itself, Lord. Exio, a common refrain, O Lord, like O without the H, O Lord. And exia means Lord of. Again, this is Ge'ez grammar, so I don't blame you. Beher means nation. It's a very nasty word. The regime from 91 to 2018 that is deteriorating even now, but not fully gone, and maybe negotiating with the government of Ethiopia, the rebel forces in the current civil war. They had this ideology that they copy pasted from Marxism, and they switched some words around, and they borrowed off some colonial propaganda as well. And they said Ethiopia is not a beher, a nation, but is instead a nation of nations. Beher Beherasad. So they use that language a lot in the ethnic, linguistic, I would say pseudo-ethnic, linguistic, regional, or federal system of Ethiopia. So anyway, Beher means nation. So Exia Beher means literally the Lord of the nation. But it's used as Lord, and people often say God. The reason I stray from that definition, while the basic Amharic text here uses it, is we have the word Amlak, and that is usually what I would say. Amlak is God, and እግዚአብሔር is Lord. It gets complicated because we have other words for Lord in Amharic. Geta means Lord in Amharic. Abeto means Lord. Abeto is later shortened to Ato, which means Mister, but it also means Lord because
Huh.
not everyone is a Mister.
Huh. Yeah. I remember Amlak and Geta from the readings we did in the Psalms back when.
Yeah, if we ever have time, I want to finish the Psalms with you. That would be great. We did, I think, the first 15 Psalms. Available if anyone checks out Awde Amharic on my YouTube channel. AWDE space Amharic for you too, and Didas, if you ever want to go look at those again.
Yeah, I would.
Zealous thought Amlak was the word for Lord. No, Amlak is God. And in fact, Malaka, the infinitive third person, Malaka is he reigned or he kinged. In the other Semitic languages, MLK means king, Melek. But in Ge'ez, this ownership, the meaning is about ownership, owning, the one who's the owner of everything, and typically that's the king. He owns the whole country. But in our case, it's the owner of the universe, which is a title reserved for God alone or the Lord. So you'll see in different hymnography, the verb malaka is used to mean to reign or to have dominion over. But when it's amlak, it's usually just God.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I have something
Um,
else for you here.
there's an
Oh, go ahead. You have a quick question?
there is another verb that I was came across at one point in time. It's the infinitive form is mengus,
Mangust, yeah.
to be a king.
Kingdom, yeah. You
Is
see the
that
word
is that
you see the word nugus in there, and so Amharic and Gut are funny because this word nugus exists. And shout out to my friend and Syriac scholar and Semitic scholar in general, Dr. Michael Wingert, who's been on my program before. People could see two conversations on my channel and one conversation on his channel. Just type Dr. Michael Wingert and he should come up. But we've had many conversations, and he's pointed out to me that nugus in the other Semitic languages means something like taskmaster, the guy with a whip who whips the slaves. But in Amharic, that's the title we use for earthly kings.
huh,
And we
wow.
reserve the normal Semitic word for king, MLK, for the king of the universe, for the heavenly king. So
Wow.
it's interesting where the Semitic languages use the same terminology in the same way and where they use the same terminology in slightly different ways. So Mangist is kingdom or
Hmm.
government,
Wow.
and it's related to the word Nugus. But Nugus in other Semitic languages
Yeah.
is taskmaster. In Amharic, it means king. And Kendrick Lamar, probably
Gotcha.
along with
Gotcha.
the Hebrew Israelites and other black nationalists, other rappers like KRS-One, try to think that the N-word in English is related to the word nugus, and no, it is not. But it definitely sounds funny. There's a great video on YouTube of this little white boy saying the word nugus, and he says negus, the way he pronounces it, negus. Can you use it in a sentence? And he's like winning a spelling bee, and he wins by spelling it Negus. I think Nigus is a little bit better. Maybe some people need an H to get the sound, but it's N-goose, not negus.
Right. Right. I think some of my, and I only know this because I had a lot of classmates at university who were big Star Trek fans, but I think some of the writers of Star Trek must have appropriated, certain elements, because there's one of the made up fictional civilizations on that silly TV show. One of their great leader is the Grand Nagus.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I have argued extensively for Amharic seeping into, sometimes with attribution and sometimes without, popular culture. The biggest ones for me are the two human kingdoms of the Lord of the Rings, of the J.R.R. Tolkien world, are Gondar and Roha. And those are two of the Amharic speaking kingdoms of Ethiopia. And to me, that cannot be a coincidence. It simply cannot. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was born in South Africa or something like that, but I know he was aware of African history, and if not all of African history, definitely Ethiopian history in the 20th century and earlier. So I think it's not a coincidence, and I would agree. Star Trek, J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm sure we can find more references. Let's use our time. I wrote there two words. Can you see in the comments the last two words? I want you to pronounce them for me. They're bastardizations, both of them. I would say one more egregious than the other of the word እግዚአብሔር.
Okay, the first one is Exer, and
Mm-hmm.
then the second one is and then the second one is, it's a little harder to pronounce, is Ger. Yeah.
That's right. So the
Yeah.
first one, Ixier, is extremely common. And you see in the basic Amharic text where it's taking you to እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን, which is, thanks be to God. But there's a common thing with thank you. Thank you is amasaganalo. I know you know that very well, but some people also say "Exeristilling." Crazy people like me,
Oh,
old farts like me, great Luddites like me who are also technologists. It's weird to be a technological Luddite or a troglodyte. Uh, say "Exeabiheristilling," the full thing, "Exeabiheristilling," which means thank you, but may the Lord of the nation grant it to you on my behalf,
right.
or grant it on my behalf. So most people would just say "Exeabiheristilling." And so that's the context of thank you. Another context of "Exier," it cracked me up. It was about a year or two ago, maybe a few years now. And when I grew up, you go to a restaurant, you don't want to pay too much. So you have bottled water, but you also have tap water. And in order to refer to the tap, you also have mineral water. In order to refer to the tap water, I grew up with my parents who left in the early 70s before the fall of the absolute monarchy and people in their purview and their culture. And they would say, Yabwambwa wuha. And Bwambwa is a kind of onomatopoeia for pipe. So they would call it pipe water. And that's probably because they've seen it come out of pipes. But I saw more recent people coming, and to avoid paying for a bottle of water at a restaurant, the gentleman says, "Give me ye'exierwaha." And ye'exierwaha means the Lord's water. Now, first of all, that's hilarious because if mineral or if tap water is the Lord's water, what's the bottled water? Is it man's water or is it the devil's? Obviously man's water, but it sounds funny because my first thought was, oh, is the bottled water from the devil? Oh no, it's just man-made. So he calls tap water ye'exierwaha. And I thought that was funny. And Exer is a shortening of Exabhir because Amharic simplifies things. Some people with a country bumpkin accent in Amharic who may be less literate or not literate at all. I had an uncle I used to grow up with. They switch the Z and the G. So normally the G precedes the Z. They switch it. And instead of Ixier in their shortening, it becomes Isgier. Sometimes people who swear to God or to the Lord of the nation will say Isgiabhieren, Isgiabhieren, and they switch the Z and the G. Some people do it when they shorten it. Ixieren, Isgieren, Ixieren, Isgieren. You hear it both ways. But the proper one is
Right.
G first, followed by Z.
Huh.
But you may come across it, and it's not a different word; it's the same word.
Huh. Wow. My goodness. That's interesting.
Yeah. So go to. We said exotic maskan already. I know that's basic for you. Miskanas, thank you. And I said I'm a saganalo. Go to the phrase that's under exabhiring maskan.
All right. Dehna exabher yamaskan indamin adaru.
Perfect. Write that out for me, and we'll write it. Zella
Oh my
says my
gosh.
grandma does that. She puts the Z before the G. There you go. All due respect to grandma, but we know which camp she's in now. Sometimes you just learn these things.
Let's see. Let's see. It's gonna take a second. Let's see. Um, oh my goodness. Uh, um,
It's okay. While
let's
you're
see.
doing that, I can say thank you, Mel, for saying this is amazing. And going back to Lily, I never addressed you. Would you consider making an Anki deck for Amharic with audio? The one currently available has a pretty random and limited vocab selection, and it doesn't account at all for word frequency. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I'm always down to make more Amharic content. It's just limited time, limited day, limited person. But obviously, the more support I get, the more I would do this. And I would definitely make my whole life about Amharic if I could. Today, I was reading this book by Alak Akidana Wal Kufle, who's one of the great 20th century um, philologers of Amharic and Ge'ez. And he had this to say: Timurtachin Yugraf, may our teaching flood. ቋንቋችን ይፍሰስ. May our language spill over. ጎርፉ ማዕበሉ አፍሪቃን ያልብስ. May the flood, may the wave, or the tsunami clothe Africa. ኤውሮፓንም ያርካ. May it satisfy or make content Europe. እስያን ያርስ. May it till the land of Asia. ወደ አሜሪካንም ይጋልብ, ይገስግስ. May it run, sprint, and gallop towards America. I can say through the digital world and through my projects, አለቃ ኪዳነ ወልድ, it's happening. ጋልቧል አለቃዬ. Do you have it for us? Oh, you posted it in the private chat. ደህና እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን እንደምን አደሩ. Very close. I will post it in the chat. I'm going to fix the word ይመስገን. We're going to fix. So ይመስገን, for time's sake, I'm just going to do it. And we'll do many more sessions like this. This is just one session. As long as we have you and with us and a great internet connection, and we both have schedules that match, and I'm a little more free over the summer, having been a substitute teacher this year. Dana እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን እንደምን አደሩ. So say it for us and translate it for us, and we'll get out of here in terms of the live stream.
ደህና እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን እንደምን አደሩ. That's good. Let's see. Hold on one moment. Thank you. How are you doing? I think. Oh my.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little off.
Close. So Dana first. Remember Dana?
Yeah.
What's Dana?
Let's see. Well.
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. You got the thanks part, but it's ይስጥልኝ would be thank you. ይመስገን is thanks be to the Lord.
Oh my.
May he be thanked.
Thanks be to the Lord. Okay.
Yeah, may the Lord be thanked. And then እንደምን አደሩ, you got it right. How are you? Do you remember the tense?
Yeah, the second person singular formal in this case.
Beautiful. Yes. That's good. So that was a good start, and next time we meet again, we'll push through, and I'm sure we'll go quickly. But you see, now you get used to the script as well as the conversational Amharic. And I remember when you and I learned, a lot of it was focused on just reading literature, which I think is the number one important thing to do in the beginning to get the fluency of the language through. But now we're focusing on the more conversational aspect. And the deeper we go in the book, the more sessions we do, the better it'll be. So thank you, everybody who's been here. And peace out to the people watching. Let me end the broadcast.